Shalom, family. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from Yahuwah, our Father, and Yahusha, the Mashayah, his voice. Hear, O Yeshua, Yahuwah, our mighty one, he is one Yahuwah. This is Brother David coming to you again to bring you the sons of Yah, or the sons of God. And this is part 2. So now you see, there's 2 opposing mighty ones in this book. One of them is right in front of your face. The other, the true name, the name that is above all names, the only name to call upon for salvation, has been hidden behind a number. The only way you can discover his name is to seek it out. If you seek me, he said, you will find me if you search for me with all your heart. Is that what we're doing? Yes. Listen. When it comes to our brother, the Mashayah, he gave us a clue. He knew that this was going down. He was a prophet. He told the people to search the scripture. For in them you think you have life, but they are those that testify of me. What did he want you to search, brothers and sisters? Was it the New Testament? The answer is no. It wasn't written or compiled yet. Isn't that something? So where did he tell his people to search? Torah and the prophets. Shaul told us, study to show thyself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. What do you want you to study from? There was no New Testament when he made that statement. He was just starting to write letters. They didn't put all the letters together till about 500 AD, and still no one had access to it. So where was Shaul, or Paul, as you know him? Where was he telling you to search? The Old Testament. Hey, what about the Bereans? As soon as they heard the word, they went straight to the book to check to see if it were true. If there was no New Testament in those days, which is a fact, where did they go to check to see whether Shaul or whoever was speaking, if their words were true? Torah and the prophets. The new is in the old contained, the old is in the new explained. If you cannot find something that you read in the New Testament, in the Old Testament, Torah and the prophets, throw it in the garbage. Let's begin. Deuteronomy, chapter 18, verses 15 to 18. Okay, we're in Torah. Let's see if he is God's son, or if he came from the heavens, or whether he's begotten by God. Verse 15. Yahuwah thy Eluah. Remember what Eluah means. The definite article. The mighty one. The most high. Do not say Elohim or Alayam when it pertains to Yah, because you may be making him plural. You know, the Europeans want to make him into a trinity. Don't make these mistakes anymore. Correct your speech. Yahuwah, thy Eluah, will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee. From the midst of who? Yesharo. They were the only ones there. Of thy brethren, from the loins of a man. Let me even get a little deeper. From his testicles. Like unto me. Who's this me? Masha. Moses. Moses was born by the will of a man. He didn't come from the heavens. What else was Moses? He was a lawgiver. Unto him ye shall hearken. Verse 16. According to all that thou desirest of Yahuwah, thy mighty one, in Horeb, in the day of the assembly, saying, Let me not hear again the voice of Yahuwah my Eluah, neither let me see this great fire any more, that I die not. They were afraid of what they were seeing in the sky. Verse 17. And Yahuwah said unto me, who's the me? Masha. They have well spoken that which they have spoken. Verse 18. Directly from the lips of Yah. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren. Did he say that he was going to come down from the heavens, send the Holy Spirit, have sex with Mary, and bring forth a seed? No. He said he was going to raise up this prophet from among their brethren, seed, bloodline, like unto you, Moses, Masha, and will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. This is a prophecy of the coming of the one you call the Messiah. Did you see anything here about him coming from the heavens? No. Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6. For unto us a child is born, and unto us a son is given. We need to stop. Look what I have highlighted. Us, us. Did you know that that's a possessive pronoun? Describes a person, place, or thing. Who possesses this child that's born? Or the son that is given? When you look in the context, it's only one group of people. The children of Yesharo. But the other Messiah, he came for the world. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. So one came to save the world, and the other, the true Mashiach, he came only for one group of people, the children of Yesharo. Keep that in your head. And the government shall be upon his shoulder. What did our brother come to do? He came to set up a government, the kingdom. What does the government have? Laws, statutes, judgments, commandments, rules, regulations. So he came here to be a lawgiver. Like who? Masha. But your other Messiah said he came here to abolish the law in their doctrines. But listen to what the true Messiah says. Don't you think or put it in your mind that I came here to abolish the law or the prophets. I didn't come to do that. I came to fulfill. Till heaven and earth pass away, not one dot or tittle will pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Has heaven and earth passed away yet? No. So you still have to keep these laws. So you have two opposing views. One came to set up a government. The other one came to abolish it. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God. We need to stop. We have to take out this mighty God stuff? Because the number is H410. All, or L, means simply mighty. So let's read it again correctly. And his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. How many of you have reading comprehension? Who's going to be called all of these titles? His name. Didn't he tell you? I've come in my Father's name. You don't receive me, but there's going to be another guy, Jesus, who is the Christ. He's going to come in his own name. Him you're going to receive. So our Father's name, Yahuwah, is Wonderful, Counselor, Mighty, the Everlasting Father. Don't you see it right there? It said the Everlasting Father. That means it has to be Yahuwah, the Prince of Peace. But the Europeans, because they have created doctrines, called the Trinity, Jesus holds all of these titles. And not only is his name mean these things, but he is the one who receives all glory, all praise, all honor, because when you say these things, you are worshiping. See how dangerous this book has become because of the European influence and the introduction of their gods and their mighty ones into this book? Verse 7, of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end. No end. Do you understand that? Upon the throne of David and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and justice. Hey, do you think the kingdom's going to be lawless like it is here in America? Guys, do you think you're going to be running around, sticking it any place you want to and walking away? You're going to lose it. Ladies, you're not going to be giving it up like that. You're going to need a husband. You can't be participating in whorish activities because there's going to be judgment and justice right away. You don't have to wait for a time. We, the mighty men of Yah, shall carry it out from henceforth, even indeed for surety, forever. Forever means forever. If you think that you're going to be lawless in the kingdom like you are here, pork chops, shellfish, stuffed shrimp, what is his name, Bubba Gump? Stuffed shrimp, fried shrimp, broiled shrimp, shrimp scampi, grilled shrimp. You know what I'm talking about. That won't be in the kingdom. Listen to me. When our brother sets this up, there's going to be judgment and justice throughout the kingdom. If you violate the law, and if there's one that says death at the end, you will die. The zeal of Yahuwah of hosts will perform this. Micah chapter 5, verse 2. What are we looking for again? We're trying to find the origins of the Messiah. Is he going to come from his brethren? That's what Deuteronomy said. Is he going to be born amongst us and unto us? That's what Isaiah says. Let's see what Micah has to say, because these are the major prophecies that are in the book. What did he tell us to do? Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have life, but they are those that testify of me. So we're going through the passages that testifies of him, right? Verse 2. But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Yahudah, Yet out of thee shall he come forth. Unto me that is to be ruler in Yasharal. Where's he going to come from? Deuteronomy says from his brethren. He's going to be born amongst us in Isaiah. Here is telling you he's coming from the tribe of Judah. So, Brother David, he's not going to come from heaven and become man? No. The Old Testament doesn't say that. But look, they tried to put it in. Everything that's highlighted in black is what they have in their translation. Let's see. Whose goings forth have been from old, from everlasting. What are they trying to say here in their translation? That he came from everlasting. He came from the heavens. One word will make you think that. From. Okay. Look at my translation. Mine is highlighted in red, and you see all the H numbers. You will find every word that I've put here in these H numbers. They could have chosen other words, but they had an agenda. They wanted to make their Messiah in the New Testament come from the heavens. Watch. Whose goings forth I have, whose family descent, H4163, have been from old, I have from ancient times, H6924, from everlasting, I have to everlasting or forever, and you'll find that in H3117 or H5769. So there was words that they could have used, but what they wanted to do was to lead you into a mindset that he came from the heavens. That would be a contradiction, wouldn't it? Let's read again from the beginning. But thou, Bethlehem Ephratah, though thou be little among the thousands of Yahudah, yet out of thee shall he come forth unto me that is to be ruler in Yasharal. Are you with me? So he's coming from Judah, but yet, in the end of this passage, he's coming from the heavens, before time, from everlasting, which means that he is God. Wow. Numbers chapter 24, verse 19. Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remaineth of the city. Where's he going to come out of? Out of Jacob. What do you mean by that, Brother David? He's not going to come from everlasting? The book tells you out of Jacob. Deuteronomy says from his brethren. Isaiah says from amongst his people. He's going to come out of Yasharal. Then we just saw Micah. He's going to come from the tribe of Yahudah. And here in Numbers it tells you who the patriarch is. Jacob. It's a lineage. It's generations. It's a bloodline. Are you with me? So we have rightly defined exactly where he's going to come from, according to the book. Now you search the scripture, and you're going to see the same things that I've seen. He's going to be born by the will of man. How else can he be the Son of Man? See, he can't be the Son of Man unless he's born by the will of man. So he can't be the Son of Man and the Son of God through paternity, can he? Think about that and use every word that I said. Psalms chapter 2, verse 7. Now, when my wife and we read this passage, she saw the lie right away. And I'm so proud of her. I just kept kissing her and telling her, baby, you are just so smart. You're so beautiful. And she said, oh, honey. Let's read it together. Let's see if you can see it. I will declare the decree. The Lord. Let's dismiss with the Lord. And let's uncover that number, H3068. Yahuwah. So let's read it again. I will declare the decree. Yahuwah have said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I begotten thee. Did you catch it? Okay, let's see if I can open up your mind. If you didn't, go down to the bottom, Matthew chapter 3, verse 17. And lo, a voice from heaven saying, This is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. So this passage is in the New Testament. This is the witness. What happened on this day? Yahusha was baptized. When he came up out of the water, he looked up, and the Holy Spirit was descending from heaven like a dove, and it lit upon him. And then a voice made a proclamation. This day, he has been adopted by me. He is my son. Okay, go back to verse 7 on the top. How old was he in that day? This day, the day he was baptized. What was he, about 30 years old? How could he be begotten at that age? This day have I begotten thee. Isn't that something? You see how wicked and evil these people are? They're trying to make him begotten by the Lord. Not by Yahuwah, by the replacement name, the Lord. Look at the number, H3205. The word is Yah-Lad in Hebrew. Look at the words I have in parentheses. You could use these words. I want you to go and look at these numbers so you can see it has more words that you could have used. The only reason that you would use begotten is because you have an agenda. You could have put bring forth, brought up, and I put the last one, raise up. Why? Because in Deuteronomy chapter 18, verse 15, it says, Yahuwah thy Elohim will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren like unto me, unto him ye shall hearken. So brought up and raise up, they are the exact same thing. Are we in agreement? Okay, so let's read this again, using the correct word. I will declare the decree. Yahuwah have said unto me, Thou art my son. This day have I raised thee up. Have I brought thee up. Why didn't they use that? Because they're trying to make you believe that he was begotten by, well, not Yah. He was begotten by the Lord, who is Baal. What a slippery people we're dealing with. Now we know that this word begotten cannot be here, because if it is, that means that this Jesus person that they put in the book was begotten by God when he was 30 years old. I don't know how that happened. Oxford English and Spanish Dictionary. The word is beget. Let's see what it means. 1. Typically of a man, sometimes of a man and a woman, to bring a child into existence by the process of reproduction. Is that clear to everyone? 2. To give you an example. They hoped that the king might beget an heir by his new queen. Is that sex? Yes, it is. What is the word? Beget. 1611 KJV dictionary definition, the word is beget. We're trying to see what they were trying to convey when they put this word in your book. 1. To procreate. Is that sex? Yeah. As a father or sire. To generate. That's sex. You know, the generations, and this one begot that one, and that one begot this one. You know, your book of generations, you know, your bloodline, your lineage, as to beget a son. Isn't that sex again? 2, to produce, as an effect, to cause, to exist, to generate. Sex. You cause them to exist by having sex with a woman. Here's an example: as luxury begets vice. It's not a part of the context. Because when you say beget and you put it in the context of, say, like Psalms chapter 2, verse 7, he's not saying that he's begetting some vice. He's saying that he begot. He had sex and brought forth this son on that same day. The Europeans are not very smart. And the only reason they don't seem to be smart today is because the children of Yasharel have awakened. Online etymology dictionary, the word is beget. Remember, we're speaking English. We're not speaking Hebrew. This is a foreign language. It has nothing to do with our book. But because we've been here for 400 years and it's the only language we know, we have to find out exactly what the Europeans mean when they use this word beget, especially when they put it in our book. Old English, begotten, to get by effort, find, acquire, attain, seize. Class V, strong verb, past tense, begot, past participle, begotten, from be plus get. Here we go. Watch this. The sense of to procreate is from circa 1200, generally used of the father only. Why did it say generally used of the father only? Because sometimes it uses the woman. Similar information or formation in Old Saxon bigitan, Old High German pegazon, Gothic bigitan, to get, obtain, related, begot, begotten. Okay, so 1200 is when they coined it as to be procreation, sex. 1611, they put it in your translation, sex. And they also created a doctrine around it. Why would these people do this? They were not chosen by Yah. I want you to get that in your head. He only chose one group of people on this planet. But they had an alternative. If Yah didn't accept them, we're going to go to God. His name is God Ra-El. He's the one who deceived Eve. He is a triune God. There was 3 of them who were above the rest. And we didn't know. You see, brothers and sisters, we've been reading a translation from our enemies. If they're not going to be saved by our mighty one, what do you think they feel about you? You ever seen that scenario with the crabs in the barrel? One starts to get out and the other pulls them right back down. How did they pull us down for 400 years? We always pay attention to the slavery and the beating and the evil treatment. This is more wicked than anything else that they've done to us. They took away our salvation in this book. And here's the culprit, the Constantinian Creed. Listen to what he's saying. I renounce all customs, rites, legalisms, unleavened breads, and sacrifices of lambs of the Hebrews. Did he just point us out? Yes, he did. And all the other feasts of the Hebrews. Their sacrifices, their prayers, their aspirations, their purifications, their sanctifications, and propitiations, and fasts. Hey, let me stop for a second. If you don't keep the Day of Atonement in the 7th month, you'll be cut off from the congregation. Is that his intent? Yeah. What about the new moons? Why is it that you don't know anything about that? He just told you. He renounced it all. So there's no reference to it really unless you go into the Old Testament and study. And why is it that we don't know that the Sabbaths are connected to the new moons? Because they created a calendar. And they created their own Sabbath. It's called Sunday. And by default, the 7th day would be Saturday. So on their time, Saturday would be the 7th day, which you will accept because it's the only thing that they fed you. And superstitions and hymns and chants and observances and synagogues. Absolutely everything Hebrew has to go. Every law. Let me say it again. Every law. That's why their Messiah, the other Messiah that's in the book, in their doctrines, he came to abolish the law. So you see it right here. Every rite and custom. And if afterwards I shall wish to deny and return to Hebrew superstition, or shall be found eating with Hebrews or feasting with them, or secretly conversing and condemning the Christian religion instead of openly confuting them and condemning their vain faith, then let the trembling of Cain and the leprosy of Gehazi cleave to me, as well as the legal punishments to which I acknowledge myself liable. And may I be an anathema in the world to come, and may my soul be set down with Satan and the devils. There's your reference. Do you think he was serious? Let me prove to you he was serious. Look at your book. Where's your father's name? It's a number. Where's your brother's name? It's a number. Where's the prophets' names? They all been replaced. Where's these stories come from in the New Testament? The Europeans. Now do you see what the game is? This is why you have to seek him with all of your heart, mind, and soul. And I'm showing you how to do it. All you have to do is embrace it. Don't accept anything that they give you. They are masters at lying. They had over 2,000 years to master this trait. I mean, I just don't understand what was in our minds to believe that these people were going to tell us the truth in our book. They've lied, deceived, raped, pillaged, robbed, and spoiled around the world. They stole everyone's culture and applied it to themselves. They stole everyone's mighty one and applied it to themselves. The only mighty one that they did not apply to themselves is Yahuwah. Why do you think that is? Because they are rejected by him. Brother David, who is accepted? Only the children of Yasharel. Continue to part 3. We're going into the New Testament. Shalom.